Shams reporting that the Mavericks and owner Patrick Dumont are expected to fire general manager Nico Harrison at 10 a.m. Central Time. That's 32 minutes from now. They got a meeting. Sources tell Shams and ESPN's Tim McMahon. Jason, are you surprised at all that the Mavs are saying goodbye to Nico Harrison?
I have many Mavs fans in my life. And the sense was, you got it. Now come on. You guys are historically the worst offense. I don't think they are still, but they were historically the worst offense for a few days there. It's been a disaster. And it just felt like the vibes around the team, it's gotta go. I will say I've never seen this where they've given us like a time of execution. Like we know when to tune in to watch a guy get fired. I've never seen this before.
This is unprecedented. I don't remember it either, especially from a fairly new ownership. I thought that they were getting a bit of a leash for Nico Harrison, especially after yesterday. It felt like a moral victory, the way they were playing hard against the Milwaukee Bucks. You saw an incredible Cooper Flagg game. I thought it was his best game. They started, Brandon Williams started a point guard. Maybe they listened to No Dunks. We talked about it yesterday. They needed to play a better point guard. So that's why I am surprised. That being said, from the fans' perspective, they wanted this firing real bad.
Yeah, they're like, this is too late. 11 games, we've waited long enough.
Well, PJ Washington went to the line in an attempt to tie the game. First free throw, he hits it. Second free throw, the arena is quiet. He misses. The fans realize, we're going to lose this game? Oh, yeah, let's just do it again. Fire Nico! All of a sudden, they just wanted it done. And yes, the vibes are just extremely poor. I'm just shocked it wasn't handed down to Jason Kidd to be axed, even though he got an extension. That the vibes around the locker room, he is in charge for. So that's why I thought it would be him rather than Nico.
Yeah, and like the players are having to answer questions about fire Nico chants and post-game afterwards, right? Like PJ Washington was asked about it. Daniel Gafford was asked about it. And they're like, yeah, you do hear it. It kind of wears on you a little bit. And that really doesn't have anything to do with them. They're not the ones who are choosing the players. So with the way it went down last night, it was looking like he was going to stick around. But then they blew a lead. They blew a fourth quarter lead. And literally fire Nico chants may have had an effect on the game and the loss with PJ missing him at the end there. But is this just like the biggest disaster that could have possibly happened to a franchise that went to the finals, 19 months ago at this point? Jason, what are you feeling about the Mavericks? I mean, obviously this is not an unexpected move, but still pretty crazy to fire your GM 11 games into the season.
It's a historical disaster, like a history-making sports disaster. And I will say that for Mavs fans, it is it's a story that defies like the cycle of news. Usually, especially during the regular season, stuff happens, guys get traded, things happen, but it's like after a week or two, it's done. Again, I have Mavs fans in my life. They have never stopped talking about it. They have never stopped ruining the trade. They've never stopped wishing Nico would get fired. They've never stopped talking about all the ways that it's hurt the team, that it's hurt them emotionally. And I've never really encountered a situation like that. That's unique. As a Knicks fan, there's been a million things over the last 2 decades where you're like, oh my God, the Bargnani trade, the Melo trade, the Raymond Felton gun trade stuff, like a million things. But after a while, it's kind of over, whether it's 3 weeks, a month, the whole half of the season, but then it's over. This is not going to be over anytime soon. Mavs fans will not stop hurting about this. Certainly the Lakers are not helping things with the way they're playing. And it's just that AB of the Lakers overkicking their apparent coverage as, as they're putting together a season that's surprising, and the Dallas Mavericks just being like a smoking crater with Clay being sent to the bench, his shoulders slumped, Anthony Davis, empty-eyed from the sideline in street clothes, looking for anybody that can give them 5 minutes at point guard. It's just bad. It's terrible. It's awful.
They're never going to give it up. I'm a Bulls fan, and they booed their GM's widow 30 years after the fact, and that was after winning 6 championships. So I don't necessarily think Mavs fans are going to be quite forgiving. I'm sure you saw going around online last night the 18-year-old who came and sat next to Patrick Dumont, and apparently his dad told him he had to apologize to Patrick Dumont for flipping him off during opening night for trading him. So that must have been a very convincing conversation from Nicholas Dickinson and Patrick Dumont. Maybe that kid gets hired as GM going forward. He's like, you got any plans, Nick?
It is within the fabric of every single fan in that arena, though. They have not stopped talking about it. It just took them one missed free throw to get back to it last night when PJ Washington missed it. It is a part of them. And it must be getting into Patrick Dumont's life, mind, culture, everything. And he is a business person. And so when they made that purchase, business was in mind. And so now for it to be, it's nearly 2 years later since they purchased the team, for it to be this part of the culture, that is a huge reason as to why this is happening right now. I didn't expect it. I don't know what's going to happen at that press conference. Can you see anything that will happen at this press conference? Jason, do you see any prediction here that's going to happen? It is
a stay of execution from the governor.
I think if they have some sort of like webcam in the room, camera team in the room as Nico enters, sits down, and then Patrick fires him, I think that could help maybe dispel some of the demons for Mavs fans and give them some sense of closure.
That's good.
But good. I don't really see anything. And I think what's really notable too about these games, particularly last night when you mentioned Cooper having his best game, and not only his best game, but having some like moves where you're like, that will be on the career Cooper Flagg highlight reel. Like some of those spin moves down the stretch.
Yeah, big bucket on Giannis. That was sweet.
Big bucket on Giannis to tie it, I think.
Adam with 30 seconds left.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, and the way the crowd, the bipolarness, because the crowd was packed house. They're going crazy for Cooper when he's all the things he did, going crazy for the team. And then as soon as it goes bad, that passion flips. Those are fans that love their team and are just extremely hurt. And I don't think that hurt's going away anytime soon for years and years and years.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I was on their side. I thought Jason Kidd is calling plays for Cooper Flagg. With a couple of minutes left, he got a switch on Ryan Rollins. Oh, he's smaller than him. Yeah, maybe we should be running more of that stuff. And then going into the body of an all-time great in Giannis Antetokounmpo with 30 seconds left, I thought, this is it. They are turning this thing around. It sure felt like they beat the Wizards on Saturday, that this was starting to happen. But no, that was quick. And I guess Patrick Dumont had made the decision before this game against the Milwaukee Bucks that they were firing Nico Harrison. It didn't result because of a loss.
There was a ton of reports yesterday from like Mark Stein, Tim McMahon, Tim Cato, basically everybody saying the seed is on fire right now. And then, they got off to a lead and blew it. And and then Nicholas Dickinson sat down and said, you got to go. You got to get rid of this guy.
Not to relitigate, but it is crazy as you start to think about the details. They traded a generational guy who's at worst the fourth best player in the NBA.
At worst,
at worst. For a injury-riddled 32-year-old, and that you're essentially marrying your team window to that. to that age profile, to that injury profile, pairing him with Kyrie, a guy who's also struggled with injury throughout his career. You essentially turn the team into a win now team, and you're not winning now.
No.
And you, by all appearances, you will not win now. Now there's $100 million on the bench, right? That will appear soon, and the team will get better. But it certainly does not seem like a team that you can look at and think, okay, we've got, we can just assemble some pieces. You don't have time to assemble pieces. So it's a disaster. It's crazy what a disaster it is. It's insane.
Yeah. Like literally Patrick Dumont is like, yeah, we made a big time mistake and it was 9 months ago and we're moving on. I wonder, like, will they trade Anthony Davis now? Because Anthony Davis was like a Nico Harrison guy, right? Like,
yeah. I think this is a precursor to a trade of Anthony Davis, right? Because
maybe
Nico wasn't going to do it. I don't think there was a world in which Nico would agree to do it. So I think I would expect clear the decks and let's rebuild around Cooper Flagg. That just makes sense to do basketball-wise.
Yeah, that makes sense unless you're the guy who traded for Anthony Davis, in which case you can't do it. But that's just unbelievable. An unbelievable 10-month run of things that have happened.